What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cherokee Hacks Life. So, as the title pretty much says, this is strictly shitty news. It's pretty much what I had already kind of written about before, or actually talked about before as well. I was already pretty sure that what I actually had injured was my labrum. My doctor didn't think so when he first did the x-ray. He actually told me, he's like, oh, it looks like you actually had just, some bones, actually some bone closeness and stuff. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and try to give you a cortisone shot. I was like, look, hey man, remember last time you told me the exact same thing, and when you looked at the MRI, it was just a complete fucking ripped up labrum. And he was like, you're right. Let's just go ahead and do the MRI, and then afterwards we'll kind of evaluate from there. So I said, cool man, let's do it. Come to find out, went again and got my MRI the following, like 2 fucking weeks later. It took forever to get an MRI. Finally get the MRI, get the doctor visit again, so that way he can look it over, and boom. Exact same injury that I had exactly 3 years ago. And the weird thing is, I actually went into the doctor 3 years to the day that I found out last time that I actually had a torn labrum. It was, we were both just laughing. We were like, what the fuck? How the fuck do I come in exactly 3 years later? And actually I injured it around the exact same time 3 years ago. Craziest thing in the world, man. But basically it's the same thing that happened on the other side. So let me kind of show you guys the scars that I have on this side and show you what's going to happen on the other side. So here's the scar I have here. I can't show you the one behind because it's too fucking far. The other one here, and they're really tiny. They're not that big at all. So I got 1, 2, and then one in the back. And then what he's gonna do is the exact same thing on this side. Now check out. My doctor's great, man. In case you guys have never heard of him, you guys probably haven't because you don't live in Central Florida. But his name is Craig Minter. Fantastic doctor. I love this guy. And basically what he talked, every time we go in, he goes into, kind of like into cool laid back mode. That's the best part about this guy. You ever have a doctor, he's just so laid back, so cool. You just don't mind talking to him and stuff. That's kind of like what me and him wound up doing. But anyway, he kind of just laid it all out for me. I said, look man, lay it out for me. What exactly do I have? And he said exactly the same thing you had on the other side. You have an arthritic separation, I think is what he called it. You have a torn labrum, and I have 2 bone spurs. Exactly the same thing I had. And I wound up taking pictures as well, so I'll show you guys what it actually looks like in a minute here. But I took a picture of exactly what it looks like, and I'll kind of highlight it so that way you guys can see it. But basically, it's orthoscopic. The surgery is very straightforward. You're kind of in, you're kind of out, and it's a 1-day procedure. I think last time it took about 2 hours to actually get it done. And he goes in with a scope. I think the one in the back is the camera. So he's actually, partially agreed. I need to actually convince him a little bit more to actually record while I'm doing it. So he's actually that cool. So he might actually record it. It depends, I think, probably on the anesthesiologist, I would think, because he needs to get approval from everybody else on actually recording. But I know he does a recording of the actual procedure itself too. So I think he'll probably give me some recording of that. And that would be actually pretty cool to actually see what the fuck so you guys can see what it looks like in there. And basically, this is the exchange between me and him before I actually show you guys what's going to be happening here. This is our exchange between each other. So check this out. This is a lot different. Go. Break it down.
You have a labral tear, known as a superior labral tear.
Superior labral tear.
Okay. Just like the other side. Okay. And 2 bone spurs just like the other side. It's outpatient surgery. It's arthroscopic. It's 3 holes, sling for a day.
All right, now here's my question.
No shit for I have cats.
Fuck, that hurt. All right, so on.
You're getting screwed.
Like, as long as can you avoid the face? Like, that's my biggest concern. If you can avoid the face.
These get avoided. Oh, it's so close. I might be able to put it right there.
That's fine.
I know.
As long as it's not on the face.
I'll try to avoid the face. I should be able to avoid the face.
Like, even if you go into the.
No, I should be able to avoid the face.
Yeah, because this is tiny. So that's the exchange between me and him. This is why this doctor is awesome. So he's gonna be going in through this side, so he should be able to avoid all the other the actual tattoo on this side. Should be able to avoid it on the back as well, according to him. And then he's going to try to come in right above the face, and actually he thinks he can come in right in between the face and the actual knuckle, if you guys can actually see that. He's going to try to actually go in on here, which I thought was fucking hilarious. He's like, yeah, sure, yeah, probably, yeah, I'll miss it. And honestly, it's not that big of a scar either. If you kind of look at the other ones again, it's really small scarring. There may be, I want to say maybe like a 1/4 inch, if that. They're actually pretty small, so he's actually really good at what he does. And to be honest with you, my right shoulder has felt great. I haven't had any issues. I have no wood. Yeah, I do. Wood. Definitely don't want to fucking have any issues on my other shoulder. But he said it's actually degenerative. So it's partially genetic, partially from working out. And as me and him kind of put it, it's partially my fucked up genetics, I guess you could say. And just like you said, usually what happens is when someone injures their stronger side, they'll injure that side, and then the weaker side eventually catches up. And it's not because they overcompensate for one side or the other. It's actually just genetic in some instances as well, where your body just doesn't break down like other weightlifters or other people that actually don't have similar injuries. So that's basically it, man. Nothing out of the ordinary there, according to him. But again, what we found weird is actually 3 years, almost exactly to the day. I think I wound up going into him on like November 5th or something like that last time to actually get my results. And this time it was actually the 31st, I think it was, or the 2nd. It was the 2nd. So it was crazy. We were just cracking up about that. But no, basically what's going to wind up happening, guys, is that I'm going to transition the entire side a little bit differently. What I'm actually going to wind up transitioning to is more on nutrition side. So I'm going to be talking a lot more about nutrition. I'm going to be talking, definitely kind of documenting a day-by-day breakdown, and hopefully this helps other people as well that are thinking about going through torn labrum surgery. I can tell you right now, you're out of the gym for at least minimum 4 months in terms of any upper body workouts. And what I mean by that is any chest, back, arms, bicep, tricep workouts. Anything like that, you're done for at least 4 months while you're actually recovering. And the recovery sucks ass. I mean, when I say it sucks, it fucking sucks, man. I'm talking about slowly trying to get your motion back up, and then it fucking hurts and you gotta bring it back down. You're like, fuck. Slowly bringing it back up, gotta bring it back down, fuck. And it fucking hurts. Luckily, I had a great rehab facility here in Central Florida. It's called RDV. It's a great rehab facility there, or great, not rehab. What the fuck is it called? Whatever. It's fucking therapy is basically what it is. And they just really put you through the grinder, man. And he actually encourages it. He's not like other, I mean, you probably, if anybody else has actually had the surgery before, I actually talked to a couple friends at work that actually have had this surgery before, and they were like, yeah, man, I was in a sling for like 2 weeks or whatever, and he does not encourage that shit at all. I'm in a sling for a day. After I'm in that sling, he wants me to take the fucking sling off the very next day, start trying to do movement with the arm. The weird thing is that you actually don't have any movement in your arm for like 4 days, man. It's weird, like moving my arm with the other arm. I remember when I was like, I went back to work like 4 days later, and I'm trying to use the mouse, and I'm using the mouse and the keyboard, but I'm moving my hand with my other hand because I couldn't move it. I literally couldn't move my arm. It's so weird. But then after that, it's just basically just therapy and stuff, trying to get it back to more normal, back to normal movement. It took a while, believe it or not, to just try to come back behind my back. That was actually probably the hardest part. Trying to do that, because if you think about it, it's a natural movement to actually try to tuck in your shirt in the back or something like that. Or I don't know, scratch your ass with your right hand. Can't do it if your fucking labrum doesn't let you. But honestly, it's felt great. But the next transition is just going to be talking about what my surgery is like, the prep up to the surgery. Also going to be talking about intermittent fasting as well. Still going to be doing that. Still going to be talking about nutrition, kind of talk a little bit more about nutrition, a little bit more on health news as well, at least for 4 months. He did say that I could do leg workouts, so I'll try to do some leg workouts as well, kind of throw that in there, and still do stationary bike or stationary elliptical, because he doesn't want any sort of this movement. And I can understand why, because me just doing this actually fucking hurts. Just throwing my arm this way actually hurts, and it fucking hurts a lot. And let me kind of show you guys what it actually looks like on the actual injury itself. So let me kind of go in here real quick. This one on the top left is from the top of my shoulder. This one over here on the right, I think, is from the bottom or something. So we're gonna kind of ignore those two. The big important ones to actually look at are down here on the bottom left, and I probably should have focused in on those more. On the bottom left, what you see here is you see the bone connecting from basically from here, or rather, since you guys aren't looking at this, from my shoulder itself to the rest of my body or whatever, my fucking clavicle bone or whatever the fuck it's called there. So what you're seeing is that, and then you see that small black separation right up there at the top. That's actually a tear of the labrum. And then see that bone up over the top of what you see on that white portion? That's actually bone as well. So that bone is coming over the top of my shoulder, and then the two black spots, that one black spot that you see there, and that one little white spot that you see there, that one white spot is this bone spur, and then the other spot as well over here on the right, that's a little bone spur as well. And then that separation should actually be a lot more, but I guess again, because like you said, with my genetic fucking defect, I just can't, I just have less separation than I guess the average person, which kind of sucks, because that means I probably have arthritis in the shoulder a lot sooner than probably most individuals. So that's gonna blow, but at least I won't have a torn labrum, I guess, right? And then this is kind of from the side, and then from the side you can kind of see the actual ligament as well. And just like I said before, guys, think of the labrum as a socket. So if you look at the left hand side, that's kind of like the socket that your arm sits in, and then the labrum allows for movement within that socket. And if there's any sort of tear with the labrum, it'll just fucking hurt, because there's a separation, because your bone, again, and let me kind of show you guys, it's a socket. Think of it as a big ass I don't know, big dish, right? And your bone and your actual shoulder is a large beach ball that you're kind of holding in there. And then the separation between the two, and what's allowing it to actually move, is your labrum. So your labrum is actually connecting all that stuff together. So when you injure your labrum, there's a lot of motion that you actually lose, or a lot of motion that you actually feel pain from. So in this instance, if I do any push-ups, it actually hurts. If I raise my arm up, that actually hurts, I guess, because of the strain going backwards. If I do this, that actually hurts. And then once it's repaired, there's no pain whatsoever, because I've had it on the right hand side. I remember the exact same pain. This is why when it happened, I knew exactly what it was. So, you know, it does suck. Shitty news. It's 4 months out of the gym. It's you know, and then a slow recovery back to where you're at, because you can't just go back in the gym and be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go for it. No, you definitely have to ease your way into it significantly. I can probably, you know, slowly build my way up after 4 months, and I'm actually doing the surgery on November 29th. So hopefully on, what is it, November 30th, I'll probably put out a video on, you know, like the day of surgery, and kind of carry it forward, so that way you guys can see what it's like to actually have surgery on your labrum and stuff. See what kind of recovery time it is. You guys follow me along on how I'll recover, how I'll be doing my workouts, the different workouts that you actually have to do for a torn labrum. And I know most of them already, because I already did it on this side. The workouts that you have to do, your therapy, your physical therapy stuff, all that stuff is basically what I'll probably be transitioning to a little bit more. I mean, I still have another, what, 3 weeks before actually surgery day. So I got about 24 days before I have to go into surgery. So I'll be working out between then, so I can at least, you know, try to gain some sort of extra muscle before I actually just completely stop working out my upper body. And it's gonna suck, but it is what it is. It does suck, but there's nothing you can do about it. All you can kind of do is just say, fuck it, let's do it, man. That's exactly what I told them when I was in the office. I was like, it's like, you gonna schedule the surgery? I was like, yeah, fuck it. I don't know when, but I'm gonna schedule it. And then I called later on that day and I said, hey, let's do it 29th. And really the only reason I'm doing it so quickly, and I actually probably could have done it even sooner, was I didn't want to do it toward the end of the year because it messes with my softball. I'm still within my softball playing, and we still have about another 2 to 3 games. So this actually works out perfect. And then after that, it's like 4 months till spring when you start playing again. We could play winter ball, but it's not actually worth it. It's only like 5 weeks, and it's in January and shit, so I'm not gonna go through that. But I figured this gives me about 4 months to actually recover, and then I'm actually able to play in the spring some softball, which is I'm pretty excited about, at least to being able to do that. But the winter's gonna suck, but winters actually here aren't too exciting. It's Florida. It just gets cold and people don't go outside. Literally, people don't go outside. But that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys follow along. Hopefully if one of you guys are actually going through the same labrum tear, and maybe this will help you out, kind of get an idea of what it's like. Really, the surgery isn't too bad if you have a really good surgeon. I happen to have, in my opinion, the best, if not one of the best surgeons here in Central Florida, if not fucking all of Florida. I mean, the guy works for the Orlando Magic, and he does all their work for them. So he's an awesome man, and the fact that he has a great attitude is actually great too. But that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe, follow it along over the next fucking 4 months as I transition into working out to not working out to then working out again. So it should be fun. It should suck at the same time, so you guys get to see all that pain. And as always, guys, whatever your goal is, whatever you're pushing forward to, make it happen. I don't bullshit around, man. I make it happen. Talk to you later.